Introduction. Men and women have altered their hair color for thousands of years. Early cultures considered colors to be symbols of power and mysticism. This belief led to body painting and hair coloring from vegetable and mineral dyes, as evidenced by chemicals and tools found in Egyptian tombs. In the early 1880s, American men had their beards and mustache dyed in barbershops with coloring products that left the hair with strange iridescent tones or purple hues. These early formulations were made of silver nitrate, gold chloride, gum, and distilled water. Since the first synthetic dyes were developed in 1883, color technology and hair coloring processes have steadily improved in performance and safety. Hair coloring is the art and science of changing the color of the hair. Hair lightening is the partial and or total removal of natural pigment or artificial color from the hair. In today's barbershops, many clients expect barbers to be skilled in performing hair coloring and lightening services. Recently, there has been an increasing demand for beard and mustache coloring. As a barber, you need to be able to perform these services with knowledge and skill. Why study hair coloring and lightening? You should study and have a thorough understanding of hair coloring and lightening because hair coloring and lightening services offer barbers an opportunity for building a reliable and lucrative clientele. The more knowledge and skill you have, the more services you can offer your clients. Knowing when to suggest a hair color service will help build loyalty with your clients and confidence with your barbering skills. Barbers need to understand hair structure, the laws of color, and hair coloring procedures in order to be successful when performing hair coloring and lightening services. Hair coloring is a chemical service, and chemicals may cause damage and harm to clients and yourself if not used properly. To avoid these situations, it is important that you understand how to use these chemicals safely on clients. Identify the characteristics and structure of hair. The client's hair structure and condition will affect the quality and success of the hair color service. 6 characteristics of the hair that are important considerations in determining hair color options and product selection are elasticity, texture, porosity, natural hair color, and contributing pigment. Elasticity. Elasticity is an important factor to consider because it is an indication of the strength of the cortex, including cross bonds and melanin molecules. Normal elasticity is indicated by wet hair that can be stretched up to 50% of its original length and then return to the length without breaking. Low elasticity is indicated by wet hair that does not return to its original length when stretched. Texture. The diameter of the individual hair strand determines whether the hair texture is classified as fine, medium, or coarse. Melanin is distributed differently within the different textures. Fine hair has melanin granules grouped tightly, so the hair takes color faster and may appear darker. Medium textured hair has an average response time to hair color products. Coarse hair has a large diameter with loosely grouped melanin granules and may take longer to process. Density. Density refers to the number of hairs per square inch on the scalp. It ranges from thin to thick and determines the subsection size to use to assure proper coverage of the hair color or lightener. For example, you may need a part off subsection as thin as 1/8 inch on a client with very thick hair. Porosity. Porosity is the hair's ability to absorb moisture. The porosity level of the hair determines its ability to absorb hair color products. Porous hair absorbs hair color products faster and with more intensity and may appear darker than less porous hair. Degrees of porosity are: high porosity. Hair may not only absorb the color product quickly, but also tend to fade quickly due to its inability to hold color pigments. The hair will feel very rough, dry, or may break during a porosity test. Average porosity. The cuticle is slightly raised and the hair tends to process normally. You should feel a slight roughness to the hair during a porosity test. Low porosity. The cuticle is tight, making the hair more resistant to chemical penetration and may require a longer time to penetrate the hair shaft or a higher volume of developer for its strength. The hair will feel smooth and or hard during a porosity test. Natural hair color. Natural hair color ranges from black to dark brown to red, and from dark blonde to lightest blonde. These natural color ranges are produced by two types of melanin. Eomelanin provides a natural black and brown pigment, in parentheses color, to hair. Pheomelanin provides yellow, in parentheses blonde, and red pigment, in parentheses color, to hair. The three factors that determine what natural hair color looks like are the thickness of the hair, total number and size of pigment granules, ratio of eomelanin and pheomelanin within the cortex layer. Gray hair is the result of a reduction in production of melanin pigments. White hair is actually the color of keratin without melanin, and therefore does not contain either type of melanin. Contributing pigment, in parentheses, are undertone. Contributing pigment is the pigment that lies under the natural hair color. The foundation of hair coloring is based on modifying this pigment with hair coloring products to create new colors. When lightening a client's natural hair color, the darker the natural level, the more intense the contributing pigment. Understanding hair color. Color is a characteristic of visible light energy. Although the human eye sees only 6 basic colors, the brain is capable of visualizing combinations of different wavelengths relevant to the 3 primary and 3 secondary colors. The light rays that are absorbed or reflected by natural hair pigment or artificial pigment added to the hair create the colors we see. The laws of color. The laws of color is a system for understanding color relationships. The laws of color regulate the mixing of dyes and pigments to make other colors. Based in science and adapted to art, the laws of color serve as guidelines for harmonious color mixing. For example, equal parts of red and blue mixed together always makes violet. A color wheel is a diagram that presents colors in a specific and subsequential order to show relationship of one color to another. Primary colors. Primary colors are basic or true colors that cannot be created by combining other colors. The 3 primary colors are yellow, red, and blue, and are found naturally in the world, such as yellow dahlons and red roses. All other colors are created by some combination of red, yellow, or blue. Colors with predominance of blue are cool tone colors, and colors that are predominantly red are warm tone colors. Blue is the strongest and only cool color. Blue brings death or darkness to any color to which it is added. Red is the medium primary color. Adding red to blue-based colors make them appear lighter. Conversely, red added to a yellow color will cause it to appear darker. Yellow is the weakest of the primary colors and will lighten and brighten other colors. Secondary colors. Secondary colors are created by mixing equal amount of primary colors. When mixed in equal parts, yellow and blue create green. Blue and red create violet. Red and yellow create orange. Tertiary colors. Tertiary colors, also called quaternary colors, quaternary colors, are created by mixing equal amounts of one primary color with one of its adjacent secondary colors. Tertiary colors are blue-green, blue-violet, red-violet, red-orange, yellow-green, yellow-orange. Complementary colors. Complementary colors are primary and secondary colors positioned directly opposite of each other on the color wheel. As seen in figure 18.6, complementary colors include blue and orange, red and green, yellow and violet. When mixed together, complementary colors neutralize each other. For example, when mixed in equal amounts, red and green neutralize each other, creating brown or neutral tone. Complementary colors are always composed of a primary and a secondary color, and complementary pairs always consist of all three primary colors. For example, the color wheel shows that the complement of red, in parentheses a primary color, is green, in parentheses a secondary color. Green is made up of blue and yellow, in parentheses both primary colors. So all three primary colors are represented to varying degrees in the complementary pair of red and green. Hue and tone. Hue is the basic name of a color, such as red, yellow, or violet. The color wheel is an arrangement of hues that makes the relationships among colors visible. Tone describes the warmth or coolness of color. The warm colors, also known as highlighting colors, produce warmer tones because they reflect more light. Warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. The cool colors, also known as ash or drab colors, absorb more light and cast cool tones. Cool colors are blue, green, and violet. Level. Level is a unit of measurement used to identify the lightness or darkness of a color. Level is the saturation, density, or concentration of the color. Colors lighten when mixed with white. Colors darken when mixed with black. The level system is used to analyze the lightness or darkness of a hair color. The colors of hair and of hair color products are ranged on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is the darkness, in parentheses black. 10 is the lightest, in parentheses blonde. Although the names of the color levels may vary among manufacturers, the level system provides a guide to identify the lightness and darkness of each color level. This information is necessary to determine natural hair color levels and for formulating, matching, and correcting colors. Saturation. Saturation or intensity refers to the degree of concentration or amount of pigment in the color. It is the strength of a color. For example, a saturated red is very vibrant. Any color can be more or less saturated. The more saturated the product, the more dramatic the change in hair color. Base color. Artificial hair colors are developed from primary and secondary colors to form base colors. The base color of hair coloring product is the predominant tone of color, which greatly influences the final color result. Examples of base colors used in hair color products are as follows. A violet-based color produces cool results and helps minimize yellow tones. A blue-based color minimizes orange tones. A red-orange base color creates warm, bright tones in the hair color. A natural base color tends to soften and balance other colors. Identifying natural, level, and tone. Hair coloring results depend on the combination of the client's natural hair color, artificial hair color product that is added to it. Identifying the natural level and tone of the client's hair will determine which products to use and what the final results will look like. Identifying the natural level of the client's hair is accomplished by using a manufacturer's swatch or coloring to match the client's hair. Gray hair. Gray hair is normally associated with aging, although inherited is also a contributing factor. In most cases, the loss of pigment increases a person's ages, resulting in a range of gray tones from blending to solid. The amount of gray in an individual's hair is measured in percentages and requires special care when formulating hair color applications. Challenges and solutions associated with coloring gray hair are discussed later in the chapter.